Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm Chris Richardson. I'm the founder of Eventuate. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, actually, the how I ended up in Scala sort of it's kind of interesting. So I had been a Java developer for many years. I guess I first started programming in Java back in 96, 97, whenever the beginning was. But I guess eventually I ended up getting somewhat frustrated with the lack of sort of expressiveness of Java. And I think maybe it was around 2006 or 7 I discovered Groovy. So Groovy, dynamic sort of language on the JVM with super good integration with the Java. So when I was working on the original version of Cloud Foundry, we wrote most of that in Groovy. And on the one hand, it was quite good because Groovy really is an expressive language. You've got collections and you can do the equivalent of map and flat map and that kind of thing. But I got super frustrated with the lack of type checking, which I know has been sort of addressed to some degree in later versions of Groovy. But this was back 2008, say. And so I loved the expressiveness of Groovy, but hated the lack of compile time type checking. And it was around that time that I discovered Scala. It's kind of like, I suppose 2008, 2009, distant past. And in fact, I actually gave a talk at a conference which basically said, hey, Groovy's kind of cool, but then there's Scala that is just as expressive with this awesome, static compile time type checking, and kind of just became a fan after that. Yeah. So what is my ideal stack? That is a really, really interesting question. I mean, part of it's sort of, I don't even know if it exists, actually, at some level. This is actually, it's funny that I'm going to say this at a Scala conference, but I've been happily using Scala for a number of years, and so for example, my company's product, Eventuate, is the server is written in Scala, and I absolutely love the expressive nature of Scala and so on. But then one of the things that happened this year was that I ended up writing a lot of Java 8 code, and what I found was, it's nowhere near as expressive as Scala, but oh my God, does it compile fast. Like it compiles so fast that sometimes I think, did it really compile, right? And I'd actually, and then also the IDEs work really, really well. And I'd actually forgotten how fast the Java compiler is, and how well the Java IDEs work. They really do work quite well. And so I'm actually going through this phase. Maybe it's like the 7-year itch, because I guess I've been using Scala for 7 years. I'm torn between the expressiveness of Scala and the speed and the quality of the Java 8 development tools. So I'm having a bit of a crisis right now. Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because I actually haven't looked at the schedule. No, actually, yeah. What talk did I like? I missed day one couldn't come here on Friday. But I actually really enjoyed the keynote. Was it Julie? And just sort of her sort of articulation of the sort of the exploration nature of what she was doing. And it was just sort of really interesting that, you know, I don't know if I suppose I'm paraphrasing. I hope I'm not corrupting it too much, but just this notion that they were initially trying to optimize software development when in reality they needed to optimize exploration. And I just thought that was just such a fascinating concept, and I really enjoyed the talk.